Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. With 17 cases of coronavirus now confirmed in Poland and one patient from Poznan in a serious condition, President Andrzej Duda has called a meeting of the National Security Council for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. According to the Polish Ministry of Health, new cases of the virus are expected to be confirmed soon. The government has introduced new sanitary controls at the main border crossings with Germany and the Czech Republic, while the main sanitary inspectorate advises people to avoid large gatherings.
W najbliższych dniach spodziewamy się wzrostu istotnego.
In the next couple of days, the number of the infected people is expected to increase. Once again, I would like to appeal to everyone to stay calm and sensible. Infectious diseases hospitals still have many rooms left and are able to take care of those infected. Our plan is to make even more rooms available in infectious hospitals or isolation wards. If the situation becomes worse, we will be able to transform other hospitals into infectious diseases hospitals.
W szpitalach czy w oddziałach zakaźnych
wdrażamy kontrole sanitarne.
We're introducing the sanitary controls at the German and Czech borders. 4 border crossings are covered by sanitary controls at this moment. I want to emphasize that these controls will cover even more crossings in the next couple of hours. The sanitary post that we organized today will be open 24/7. There will be a dozen officers of a few formations there, including Border Patrol, Police, firefighters, National Revenue Administration and Road Transport Inspectorate. We want public transport to be covered by the sanitary control. There also will be an ambulance. If there is a person who tries to cross the border and has symptoms of the coronavirus, he or she will be transported to the proper hospital immediately.
Coronavirus is rapidly spreading elsewhere in Europe. The most serious situation is in Italy, where quarantine restrictions now cover an area inhabited by 16 million people. The number of those infected has exceeded 7,000, with 360 dead. Information from China and South Korea, the countries that are main centres of the coronavirus, suggests that the situation in both countries is slowly stabilising.
In the last 24-hour period, there have been no new coronavirus cases in China except for the Hubei province. The number of new cases is reducing. The Chinese authorities claim that they have stopped the spread of the virus. Italy cannot claim such successful results. Unfortunately, the number of cases there has increased rapidly to reach 7,375 persons. Italy has also recorded more than 360 deaths, and it is the largest coronavirus outbreak geographical area in Europe. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte signed an executive order in limiting travel in the Lombardy province. Museums, cinemas and theatres are closed throughout Italy. All large public events are suspended.
What is happening in the city concerns me greatly. I'm sad. Milan is a lively city, and this picture does not look right. I would never think that I could witness this.
We have to stay positive and calm. The best would be to observe all the precautions. We have to adjust our lives and we must continue to function. The official advice to people who have been possibly exposed to infection is to stay in seclusion. Unfortunately, as the Italian media reports, there are numerous confirmed cases where people refuse to stay under quarantine.
The danger from coronavirus seems to have overshadowed President Duda's signing of the bill to allocate nearly 2 billion zloty to Polish public media. Alexandra Zajicka has more from the same.
Friday's finale of the controversy surrounding the bill for public media was a surprise for many. President Andrzej Duda gave his signature, expressing the need to fund public media, especially in regional studios, while at the same time demanding the dismissal of Jacek Kurski from his position of Director of Public Television. At the same time, the Polish head of state rebutted the opposition's argument that the same amount of money could have been allocated to oncology, as he announced the creation of a special medical fund for oncology and rare diseases, with an annual budget of almost 3 billion zloty. The National Media Council decided to dismiss Jacek Kurski from his position after all, despite the opposition accusing the president of violating the law by demanding this action. Officially, members of the president's cabinet claimed that they had no knowledge of any ultimatum made by the head of state, at the same time stressing that President Duda only intends to relieve some of the tensions which have been growing around the public media.
If it's true that there were position arguments in play, then it was truly vicious from them. There is really no other way to put it, because it would mean that the president, in violation of the constitution, took it upon himself to interfere in the structure of public television. I can't tell you whether the president made such a condition, because I simply don't know. Nonetheless, the National Media Council is a body which is allowed to make such changes, so they were fully authorized to do so.
Opozycja z dużą nieufnością.
Members of the opposition are skeptical of the idea of the medical fund, asking from where the ruling party will obtain the required money. Members of the ruling Law and Justice Party in turn say that all the details will be presented in the coming days.
Już niedługo.
Today's hearing at the Court of Justice of the European Union in Luxembourg on the motion submitted by the European Commission on the suspension of the disciplinary chamber of the Polish Supreme Court lasted 2 hours. Representatives of the European Commission said that the disciplinary chamber cannot be considered as an independent and impartial state authority. Speaking on behalf of the Polish government, the Deputy Minister of Justice, Anna Dalkowska, said that the motion of the European Commission is not justified. The final decision of the European Court of Justice is expected to be made during the next few weeks. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.